We're going to start this practice in standing. Now, if you're on a mat, you can stand towards the front, you can stand in the middle towards the back. We're not going to be doing a ton of forward and backward movement, side to side movement. So just find an open space that feels comfortable for you. And in terms of the stance or the positioning of our feet, you can either have your toe mounds touch and then kind of V out those heels just a bit. Or if that doesn't feel really stable in your body, you can always bring your feet just under those hip points. So take a minute, find the stance that feels right in your body. And then if you're comfortable, we're going to close down our eyes. One of the things that I found so helpful about yoga in terms of running is just this focus on bringing our awareness inwards. Running's awesome because it's really easy to just throw on those shoes and run out the door. But frequently when we run out that door, that to-do list for our day is still swimming around in our minds. And by taking some time to bring ourselves inward, to kind of clear out the clutter in our mind, it can help us make more, or help our run be a little bit more intentional, especially if we're training for a race or any particular goal that we have in mind. With your eyes closed, begin to shift from side to side. You don't have to shift far, just enough to kind of play around and then find the place where your weight is balanced between the right and the left foot. And then from there, begin to shift slightly forward, slightly backward. Again, until you can find that perfect weight balance. From here, you can keep your eyes closed if you want to challenge, or you can blink them open as we slowly begin to lift our heels. And you can lift them slightly and then lower them back down. We're going to take a few repetitions here, maybe moving slowly at the pace of your breath, inhaling up, maybe a little higher, and exhaling those heels back down. If your eyes are closed, really check in with the muscles that are engaging. Notice how your weight shifts slightly as we rise onto those toes. A lot about our running gait is kind of figuring out as we go up hills, down hills, where our center of gravity is and how to make really efficient and strong strides so that we can conserve as much energy as possible so that we can run faster, run further. Let's take one more time up on those toes, lifting your heels, maybe as high as you can go, and then exhale, release. From here, hug your right knee into your chest. So if you're finding yourself a little wobbly, that's okay. Maybe get close to a wall. If you're out at the park, hold on to a tree, hold on to your car, or just pause here. Find that balance, that single leg balance on your left side. And if it feels good, you can begin to take some circles. Maybe releasing that left hand if your circles are getting a little bigger. You can imagine pulling that knee up in towards your armpit, out to the side, really opening up the front side of your body, front side of your hip. Take one more circle wherever you are. And then exhale, release that foot back down. We'll take it to the other side. So hug your left knee into your chest. Again, you can stay right here. Maybe it feels good to take some ankle rolls. Or release that right hand to your hip, down by your side, and start taking a few circles. Again, if you're finding that difficulty balancing is impacting your ability to really get the sensation that you're looking for, use a prop. Use that car, use that tree, use a wall, use a chair if you're at home. Let's just take one more circle and exhale, release. From here, we're going to start our main flow for this practice. And so each time we go through our sequence, we're going to add one more step. And when we add that step, it's going to be a little bit slower. So we're going to take some time to really feel that posture sink into our body. And then the next time we go through that previous posture, we're going to be moving at the pace of our breath. So take a moment here, find a strong mountain pose, reach the crown of your head up towards the sky, shoulders sink down towards the ground. And then inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale, soften your knees, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Maybe you can bring your chest to rest against your thighs. And to do that, you might need a significant knee bend at this time, and that's okay. Release through your low back. Maybe shake your head side to side. No. Release any tension you're holding in that neck and shoulders. And then inhale, press into your feet. Send your hamstrings back. Lift your sitting bones. Halfway lift. Maybe your hands are on your shins. Maybe right now they're up a little bit higher on your thighs. Reach the crown of your head forward. Take any other movement that feels good. And then exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, slowly rise with our knees bent, one vertebra at a time, back to where we started in mountain pose. If it feels good, you could take a shoulder roll or two. And then we're getting ready to cruise through again. Inhale up to extended mountain. Exhale, this time, slight back bend. So we're lifting up through our chest. Maybe we cactus our arms back, or maybe we keep our palms together and just drop those thumbs towards the base of our neck. Whatever feels good for you, check in with that low back. If you're just kind of compressing that low back, see if you can lift through that heart space. So we don't want to put any extra stress on that lower spine. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, soften those knees and fold. Inhale, rise to a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, keep those knees bent, rise all the way back up to standing. Take any movement that feels good, make this your own. And then inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, a slight back bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bring your palms to touch. Interlock those fingers. You can point through those index fingers. And exhale, shift to the right. So we're coming into a side fold. And now, if it feels good, you can cross your left leg over your right. Maybe that brings a little bit more sensation into the stretch. Breathe one more time. Fill up that left rib cage. Exhale, uncross your leg if you've taken it. Inhale, rise. Exhale, take it to the other side. Again, this is a new posture, so we're going to take our time, letting it settle in. If it feels good, you can cross your leg. Exhale, release that cross. Inhale, rise. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to a half lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, keep those knees bent, slowly rise back to standing. Okay. Inhale, up and overhead. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hinge to the right. Inhale, back overhead. And exhale, take it to the left. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. And this time on your inhale, rise on up to chair pose. So sink low if it's available in your body. Reach those fingertips away from your sitting bones, but keep those shoulders down away from your ears. You can even kind of do a gentle reminder by shaking your head from side to side. We'll only be here for a few more breaths, not trying to fatigue our muscles, just warm them up a bit. One more full breath in, full breath out. Then inhale, rise, release those hands down by your side. Take any shoulder rolls that feel good, maybe a gentle twist from one side to the other. We'll get a little bit more into that spine here in a second. Now, wherever you are, take a slightly wider stance. So even if your feet were under your hip points, we want them to be towards those outer hips. I can kind of show you up front. And then from here, you can either keep your toes forward, but know that as we come into a slight squat, it's going to require that your knees stay a little closer together. If that's not comfortable in your body, pivot those toes out about 45 degrees. That gives a little bit more space for your knees to open up and track. From here, begin to slowly bend into those knees and sink the hips back. So we're not scooting forward, we're sitting back. Maybe you come all the way down where you can bring your hands to the ground. If not, no worries. Maybe take a slightly wider stance, shift your weight from side to side. That's a great way to kind of get into where we're headed. Now, if you're down here, take any movement that feels good. Maybe shift from side to side. You can bring your palms to touch. Press into those inner thighs to open up through that kind of inner thigh groin space. Take a full breath in. Exhale, plant that left hand. And if you're up higher, I'm going to have you bring your elbow to your left thigh. So either plant that left hand or elbow to left thigh, and then begin to open up to the right. So a gentle twist. Your right hand can come to rest gently on your knee. Or if it feels comfortable in your body, maybe we have a lot of spinal mobility and we can twist and send those fingertips up towards the sky. Maybe your gaze lifts past them. We'll just take a couple breaths here. And exhale, release. We're going to take it to the other side. And so plant that right hand. If you're up higher, I can kind of demonstrate for you as well. Plant that right hand or plant that right elbow. And then begin to twist towards the left. If that feels good, stay right here. Or maybe open up a little bit more, feeling that twist in your spine. Twists always feel good to me right before a run. Just helps me find better posture. Remind me to engage my core. One more breath in and exhale, release. From here, if you had a really wide stance, bring it back in for a really last minute, gentle forward fold. So I'm gonna face forward again. If it feels good, you can interlock or kind of bind at your elbows, maybe sway from side to side. From here, come back to the middle with bent knees. Inhale, rise all the way back up to standing. Take a last minute shoulder roll if that feels good. And from here, I invite you to take any last minute postures that you think will feel good in your body. If you felt any discomfort in your ankles in that last squat, sometimes a nice ankle stretch might feel good. I love this one. Or you could even just do some ankle rolls. If it feels challenging for you to get that top of your foot down, or you're wearing tennis shoes right now, ankle rolls can also feel pretty good. So take anything else that feels good. And if you are headed out for a run right now, have a blast. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Namaste. Bye.